bum down towards your heels. Stretching out here. Just taking a few breaths in and out. All right, we're going to lift up onto our hands and knees and go into some happy cat, angry cat. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, hip distance apart. Down with the tummy, up with the eyes. Round with the spine, chin to chest. Down with the tummy, up with the eyes. Round through the spine, chin to chest. So just moving here at your own rhythm, your own speed, just getting that spine moving in both directions. Thinking about lifting through the shoulders by pushing the hands into the mat. We lift through the shoulders, lift the upper back up to angry cat before dropping the tummy back down. Beautiful, that's it. We'll go for about 5 or 6 more here. So for today's class, as always, it is a full body workout, but we are going to have a bit more emphasis on the abdominals and the core. We'll be going through a little series of roll-ups, progressively getting harder and harder each time we come back to them. Now, as always with layers in Pilates, do what feels right for you today. If you find that there's something that's just not for you today, just revert back to the layer before, and I'll absolutely be demonstrating them again anyway. All right, we'll go for 3, 2, and last ones. All right, we are going to warm up a bit more through the shoulders. So I'm giving you 2 options here. The first option, and feel free just to follow me into it, is starting in child's pose, then lifting up, coming into a half plank, pushing back to child's pose, coming into a half plank, pushing back to child's pose. So this is your first layer. Your second layer would be to push up into a pike and find a full plank. So pike, full plank, pike, full plank. Okay, so both are great. One is a bit stronger than the other, but we're mainly focusing on warming up through the shoulders. All right, we've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, and last ones. Gently bringing the knees down, untuck the toes, push back into child's pose, stretch it out here, reach those hands as far forward as you can, drop the bum down to the heels, just chilling out here for a moment. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I want us to warm up a little bit through our hip flexors. So what we're going to do is lift up onto the knees, place the right foot in front. All right, we're leaning forward into a lunge and then coming back, straightening out this leg. Now, a few different options with what we can do with our hands. We can just place them onto our thigh here, or we can have them on our hips. Or if you're just feeling a little bit unbalanced, you can always bring your hands down to the ground. And we just straighten and lunge. Really sink down as deep as you can into that lunge when you come down, and then straighten back out through the leg. Beautiful, that's it. All right, let's go for 4, 3, 2, and last ones. All right, let's swap legs. So come back onto the knees, swapping legs. And again, we do the same thing here. We lunge forward, come back, straighten out the leg. Lunge forward and straighten. That's it. We'll go for 4, 3, 2, and last ones. And then coming back onto the knees. Beautiful. All right, last little warm-up exercise, well, warm-up stretchy kind of thing that we're going to do is child's pose, angry cat to cobra, coming back through angry cat back into child's pose. Now, I know we usually do this at the end of the class, so as our dynamic stretch warm-up, we're going to just go through a bit quicker. Beautiful. 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, cross the feet over, walk the hands back flip over onto your bum, or however you like to get there is fine. All right, legs out wide, tall through the spine. If you need to sit on a pillow, feel free to grab that, but I think we're all looking pretty good here. Let's point those toes up to the ceiling. Hands down in front, chin to chest round, press forward. 1, 2, 3, into spine stretch. Then sit back up tall. Slide the hands along the mat, coming forward. 1, 2, 3, back up tall. Press forward. 1, 2, 3, and lift. Press forward. 1, 2, 3, and lift. Press forward. 1, 2, 3, and lift. We've got 3 to go. And 2. And last ones. Press forward. 1, 2, 3. Back up tall. Beautiful. Legs come back in together. And we're just going to shuffle about halfway down the mat so we've got room to lay down. So coming as far forward as you can. Now we're going to be moving straight into our roll-ups. So for roll-ups, we're laying flat down on the mat, arms go long. Now for some people, having a pillow under their back really helps them to lift. See what feels right for you today. So set up, arms are extended long behind, legs are long, toes to the sky. Arms lift, chin to chest, we come all the way up, come forward. 1, 2, 3, all the way back down. Arms go long. Beautiful, that's it. Arms up, chin to chest, lift, come forward. 1, 2, 3, all the way back down. Arms go long. Arms up, chin to chest, lift, forward. 1, 2, 3, all the way back down. Arms go long. Beautiful, this is looking really good. So we're going to go for about 5 more. So this is the movement that we're going to be building on throughout the rest of the class. We will be doing other exercises in between because I don't want to go core, 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 and then we're all exhausted. So we'll be working some other muscle groups in between. Let's do 1 more. And last one. Arms up, chin to chest, lift, forward. 1, 2, 3, then dropping all the way back down onto the mat, bringing your knees towards the ceiling, walking those feet in. All right, just starting with your feet about hip distance apart, let's rock that pelvis forward and back. So we push the light out, let the light in. Push the light out, let the light in. So you've got that little bit of light under your lower back, and then you push the light out, and it's just that very small rocking motion with the pelvis. Beautiful, that's it. So we're going to be moving into hip bridges in a moment. And this little rocking motion will help us set up for those. So when you're ready, we're pushing the back of the waistband down, so no light in under your lower back. We lift the hips up. Come back down, keep pressing the back of the waistband down into the mat. When the bum hits the ground, let the light back in. So we push the light out, lift the hips up. Drop back down, pushing the back of the waistband down, letting the light in at the very end of the movement. Push the light out, lift the hips up. All right, we're going to keep going here. Now, if you kind of forget about that from time to time, it's absolutely no big deal. It's not going to, you're not doing the exercise wrong by any means. We're just adding that in for the added benefit of getting that movement through the lumbar spine and working on our pelvic floor. Beautiful work. Keep pressing the feet down into the mat as you lift the hips. We're going for another 5, and then the hips are going to stay up high. 4, 3, 2, last ones, hips up high, hold them up, and we pulse. Drop down halfway, pulse up, halfway, pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way back down. Either rock those knees or hug them in. Beautiful, that's it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bringing the legs in together, glue the legs together, knees are just facing up to the ceiling. Let's push the back of the waistband down into the mat, and we lift our right leg into tabletop. We then drop the right leg down, lifting the left leg into tabletop. We're pushing the back of the waistband down into the mat the whole time here. All right, so this is your first layer to the movement. The second layer is we start from both legs up. So we glue the legs together, they're both in tabletop. We drop one foot down, lift up, other foot down, lift up. We're always pushing the back of the waistband down into the mat. Beautiful, doing really well here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping the legs down, little rock side to side. All right, extending the legs long, bringing the arms back behind the head. So remember our roll-ups that we did before. We're now going to add in something a little bit different into this roll-up. Now, I've only started introducing this one this week, so you may not have done it before. What we're going to do is super glue our arms to our ears. So arms are extended, super glue the arms to our ears. Now we're going to do the same movement, but our arms and ears are super glued the whole time. So we lift up, we come forward, pulse 1, 2, 3, dropping back down, keeping those arms to ears, dropping back down. It definitely takes it up a notch. Now, if that doesn't feel like you today, just keep going with the regular roll-ups that we did before, where we lift the arms up, chin to chest, come forward, pulse 1, 2, 3, or coming back down, do whatever you need to do. Rock those knees or hug them in. Nice work, ladies. That was really good. So what we're going to do is now flip over onto our belly, and we're going to work our back extensor muscles. So when you're ready, coming over onto that belly, so just rolling on over. So we're going to start here with our hands pressed into either side of our chest. Okay, so just on either side of our chest. From here, we're lifting into like a half cobra kind of position. So we're keeping the elbows tucked into the side of the body. Lift the chest forward, looking forward. Then drop back down. Lifting up and dropping back down. Now we're really trying to control this movement too. So we're lifting for the same speed that we're dropping down. So think lift 1, 2, drop 1, 2. Lift 1, 2, drop 1, 2. So whilst we're going through this, you'll notice that yes, your hands are pressed into the mat, and they could be assisting you a little bit in lifting. Now, if we want to take the hands out of the equation, you can give this a go. Hover the hands up off the mat, lift the chest up. Now we're solely relying on the muscles to our back. Lift and drop. Beautiful, that's it. All right, 15 seconds. Of course, rest when you need to. Lift back up and keep going. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back down. If you need to take a quick child's pose, take it now, because we will be dropping back down onto our belly. So if you need a quick stretch out, go for it. So whilst you're doing that, I'm just going to demonstrate the next movement we're going to do. So hands are in the same spot. We're pressing up. We're now going to extend our arms. We're going to drop our chest back down onto the mat. Lift up, extending the arms, pressing back in. Now we are definitely relying on the arms through this exercise because it is more back and arms, as you will quickly notice. Lifting up, dropping down. Now as we're going along through this movement, we're going to start to incorporate the legs. So start thinking about pointing the toes to the wall behind you. As you lift, the top part of the feet plant into the ground. As you drop, lift the legs up. Then lift your chest back up. Dropping down. And we start to go into this rocking motion. Lock the knees out here, so legs are just staying long the whole time. Beautiful, that's it. Nice, Alicia. Dropping down, lifting the legs. Try and keep the knees locked out. I know it's difficult. That's it. So, lifting and dropping. Take a stretch, have a breather. If you'd like to have a drink here is a great opportunity. And we are going to work our way back over onto our bum for the next movement. Beautiful. So when you're ready, coming up, crossing the legs, walking the hands back, flip over onto your bum, or however you'd like to get there. And we're going to lay down onto the mat. Now we're going to move into the next layer of our roll up, which starts to turn into a teaser. Now I would absolutely recommend giving this one a go, even if that last version we did just wasn't working for you. Still give this one a go. So what we're going to do is have the arms long behind, and I'll demonstrate this one because we haven't done a lot of this either. We lift the arms up, chin to chest. Now as we lift, these fingertips are going to come down to the ground as we bring our knees in towards our chest. Then we drop all the way back down, arms go long. Arms up, chin to chest, lift, knees come into your chest. Then we drop back down, arms go long. So bringing the fingertips down to the ground, knees into the chest. Beautiful, that's it. Nice, Jan. Yes, excellent. Try and glue the legs together here as well. It helps everything just keep more like still when you lift. A bit less wobbly. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way back down. If you want to pull those knees in, go for it, or give them a little rock side to side. All right, what we're going to do now is move over onto our side. So when you're ready, just coming over, whatever side suits you first, just probably roll towards camera. And we're going to get set up with either our hands supporting our head or resting our head down onto our arm. So whichever works better for you, okay? Top hand here is in front to support or up behind our head. Top leg goes long. Now right now this top knee is facing straight forward. That's the way we're going to keep it. As we lift the leg up, drop back down. Lift the leg up, drop back down. Now by keeping that knee facing straight forward, it is reducing our range, but that's okay because we are going to change it in a moment. By doing this, we're just targeting different areas of the gluteal muscles, which you'll notice in a moment as well. So hopefully you're starting to feel them because I sure as heck am. We're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping down. You can give it a quick massage out if you need to. Now we change the angle of this knee. We're pointing it up towards the joint of the roof and the wall. So up towards the joint of the roof and the wall, and then we kick up and down. Up and down. Pointing the toes up and down. So you'll notice now you can get a little bit more range into that hip. So by changing the angle of that knee, lift and drop. Lift and drop. Beautiful work. That's it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. Massage out that hip if you need to. Okay, nice deep bend into the knees. So both knees come up. All right, same thing with your head. You can either support your head with your hand or drop your head down onto your arm. Lift both heels up. Gluing those heels together, we're going to open and close the knees. Open and close the knees. That's it. Beautiful work. Okay, hand can be in front or up behind your head. All right, glutes on the top leg here should be absolutely burning by now. If for whatever reason they're not, there's a couple of things that we can do. The first being just getting your knuckle into your glute and just telling it to switch on. Hopefully it switched on after the last exercises we just done. If not, definitely have a conversation with me about it, because it may just mean that the glute muscles need a bit more work, in which case there's a few other exercises that we can do. Massaging out your glute muscle also helps when it's hurting too. So, you know, 2 for 1. All right, we're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping down. Give it a massage out if it needs it. Okay, we will stretch this one in a sec. We've just got one other exercise to do, and then we'll give it a quick stretch out. So we're going to lift ourselves up into like a side seated position. Now, you have a few different options for this exercise, starting with either on your wrist, if it's too much pressure on your wrist, down onto your forearm. Okay, if you're on your forearm, elbow under shoulder, wrist under shoulder. All right, first layer, knees are stacked. We lift the hips, rainbow that arm up and over. Then we drop back down. Second layer would be to take the top leg long, up and over. Whoop, throwing my headphones around. I'm sorry, you probably heard that bounce along the ground. Second option, both legs long, lift up and over and drop back down. Okay, so knees stacked, up and over, top leg. Slightly touch your bum to the mat, slightly touch, lift back up, slightly touch, lift back up. You can do that with all of the layers there as well. Now, remember this top glute that was like absolutely killing us before? We're going to give that one a quick stretch out. So remember that leg that was on the top? Roll onto your back and that top leg comes over the opposite leg into your figure 4 glute stretch. Now, a few things here. We may already feel a good stretch, so in which case, awesome. If not, push the knee away or bring your hands in and around the other leg to pull it back, and that will give you a good stretch out. Beautiful. And we're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping down. All right, let's get the other side done. So you can either turn yourself away from the camera or lift yourself up and flip around. All right, to set up, we either support our head with our hand or rest our head down onto our arm. Deep bend into the knees, top leg long, knees facing straight forward for this first one. Up we go and down. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. Quick massage out if it needs it. Let's change the angle of this knee up towards the joint of the roof and the wall. So changing that angle up, and let's go again. We lift up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down. Beautiful work. That's it. So hopefully you've noticed you've got that little bit more range to kick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, massage out that hip. Take a nice deep bend into both legs here. All right, lifting those heels up. Open and close the knees into your clams. Open, close, open, and close. All right, if you need to get that knuckle into that hip, either to tell it to start working or to tell it to stop hurting, go for it. Open, close, open, close. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping down. We'll give it a stretch in a sec. We'll just get up and do our hip lift. So lifting yourself up. I'd recommend trying to do the same that you did on the other side, unless you need to drop down onto the forearm for this one. We lift up and over, knees are stacked, or top leg long, up and over, or both legs long, up and over. All right, that next challenge here is just to lightly touch your bum to the mat and lift straight back up. Coming back down onto your side now. Top leg here is the one that we're going to stretch, so roll over onto your back. Top leg over the opposite knee. And then pulling back, feeling that stretch out through the glutes, through that hip. And we'll hold for 10. And then if you need to have a drink, definitely have a drink after our little stretch. And then we'll move into our next layer of our roll-ups that have now turned into teasers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's drop those legs down. If you need to have a drink, go for it now. Whew. So, our setup for our roll-up turning into teaser, exactly as we did before. But this one we're going to try and do with long legs, all right? Now there is 2 ways of doing this. I'll demonstrate what it looks like first, and then I'll kind of get into a bit of more of the nitty-gritty of it. So we lift up, arms up, chin to chest. Fingertips are going to go down to the mat as we lift the legs up. Then drop back down, extend the arms long. So arms up, chin to chest. As they come down to the mat, we lift the legs up. Now, if you're finding that you've had this one with bent knees, but doing this is just feeling a bit more daunting, I'm going to show you a little trick on how to get into it. So we lift the arms up, chin to chest. Now think bringing the knees into the chest, and then all we've got to do is extend the legs long, bend the knees, then drop back down. So we lift up, bending the knees, then extend the legs, bend the knees to drop back down. Then once you feel confident with that and comfortable with that, then try and move into lifting with the legs extended the whole time. Just drop back down in layers here if you need to. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Nice work. Pull those knees in or have a little rock side to side. And actually, Alicia, you just reminded me, if you need those hip flex, like a good stretch into those hip flexors, you can do this 2 ways. You can bring your feet together and then press your knees apart where you're lying on your back, or you can sit up, feet together, knees apart, and that's just going to get a bit more into those hips. Beautiful, that's it. It's a good one. All right, we'll hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, pulling those knees into your chest, having a little rock side to side. We're going to be moving into a bit of crisscross. So for crisscross, there's 2 different layers. So your first layer is to plant your feet into your mat. So knees are up, feet are about hip distance apart, hands come behind your head, chin to chest. All right, think right elbow to left knee. As we lift the knee up, we bring the right elbow as close as we can. Then we swap sides, other side. All right, so this is what layer 1 looks like. Layer 2 is we come into that position where we bring the elbow to the knee, and then we take the other leg long, hovering it off the ground. And then we switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. Okay, so 2 different options. Now you can take this as fast or as slow as you like. Got 20 seconds, so we are here for a little bit, but don't worry, we're going to be into our cool down and stretch after this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees in. Have a little rock side to side. Nice work. All right, let's stretch it out. So we're going to come over onto our hands and knees and push back into child's pose. So however you like to get there is fine. Beautiful, just pushing back into child's pose. And we're going to go straight into our cobras. So straight from child's pose, angry cat to cobra. Lifting up, then dropping down and looking up to the sky. Now you can hang out in cobra for as long as you like before moving back through angry cat and into child's pose. And we'll just continue here. Tuck the toes, bum to the sky. Right knee down in between the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. From here, making any little adjustments that you need to, and then sink into your preferred position, whether that's hands, forearms, forehead, or body down onto the mat. And let's sink right down into that hip. Keep sinking down into the hip with each breath out. Doing well. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press the hands into the mat. Let's swap sides, lifting up into pike and dropping down, left knee down. And drop the back knee, untuck the back toes, come into your preferred position. Keep sinking down into that hip with each breath out. I'm going to hold for 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck the back toes, send the bum to the sky, gently dropping the knees down to the mat, untuck the toes. Child's pose, reaching those hands forward. And then when you're ready, we lift back up and we're going to come into a mermaid or our zigzag sit. So right leg is going to be in front, left leg down by our side. So right leg front, left leg by our side. All right, now what we're going to move into is a good stretch out for this left hip flexor. So we're walking the hands back. Now there's a few options here. I might actually come onto the side to demonstrate this a bit better. Walking the hands back as far as you can, looking up to the sky. Now if you feel like you can drop down onto your forearms, drop down onto your forearms. If you feel like you can drop down onto your back, drop down onto your back. Now you may find that you're in between one or two of those. Pop a pillow behind your back and that will just give you that extra support. Beautiful. So looking up towards the ceiling. If you find that your knees are lifting pretty normal, just think about them dropping down towards the mat as you exhale. Beautiful, doing well. We're holding for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lifting yourself back up. Now before we swap legs, we're just going to stretch out the left side. So arms to a T, right forearm drops to the mat as we rainbow the left arm over. Yeah, perfect. That's it. Beautiful. All right, now from this position, we're reaching the fingertips over towards the mat, over towards the wall or the mat. And think about the left sit bone dropping down towards the mat. So it's that small little rock that's going to get a bit deeper into that stretch. Whew. All right, let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up and back. We'll swap these legs around and we'll go into our hip flexor stretch for the right hip. So left leg in front, right leg down by your side. Walk those hands back or forearms or onto your back. Beautiful, that's it. Just resting the head back, looking up towards the ceiling. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting yourself back up, and let's lift the arms to a T. Left forearm drops, rainbow the right arm over. Fingertips over towards the wall or down towards the floor, and we think right sit bone dropping down towards the mat. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place both hands down to the left. Hopefully it meets your mat and you can flip over onto your hands and knees. From here, let's work our way back up to standing by tucking those toes, bum to the sky. Walk those hands back. Slowly restack all the way back up tall. Lifting the arms to the sky. We finish off with 3 swings. Deep bend in the knees. Swing the arms and lift. Last one. Coming back up, we can do big arm circles or big shoulder shrugs. Couple in each direction. And we're all done for the morning.